Have you ever noticed something strange? The people who give the safest financial advice rarely become the richest people in the room. They tell you to diversify, spread your money everywhere, own a little bit of everything, take no big risks. And honestly, that's not bad advice, if your goal is to stay average. Because here's a truth that most financial gurus don't like talking about. No one gets extraordinary results from making only ordinary decisions. Think about it. The average American saves money. The average American contributes to retirement accounts. The average American diversifies. Yet millions of people still spend decades working, worrying about bills and hoping retirement arrives before their health gives out. So today, we're talking about the safe investment trap. The system designed to protect you may also be the system preventing you from building real wealth. Let's break it down. Imagine two people. Meet Sarah. Sarah follows every traditional rule. She puts money into broad market index funds, keeps a large emergency fund, avoids taking major risks, and diversifies everything. Financial advisors love Sarah. Then there's Jake. Jake also invests, but when he finds something he deeply understands, he goes much bigger. Maybe it's a business, maybe it's real estate, maybe it's a company he's researched for hundreds of hours. Instead of spreading his money across 50 opportunities, he concentrates on a few high-conviction bets. Now here's the important part. Sarah feels safer. Jake feels uncomfortable. And that's exactly why their outcomes may end up very different. Because wealth is often created through concentration, then preserved through diversification. Most people only hear the second half of that sentence. Let's talk about something nobody likes discussing. The math of average returns. Imagine you invest $10,000. If your investments grow at an average rate, you'll probably do okay. Not amazing, not terrible, just okay. The problem is inflation. Every year prices rise, groceries cost more, housing costs more, healthcare costs more. Everything gets more expensive. So while your portfolio is slowly growing, your purchasing power is fighting an invisible enemy. It's like running on a treadmill. You're moving, but are you really getting ahead? That's the uncomfortable question. Because being financially safe and becoming financially free are not always the same thing. Let me tell you a story. Back in the early days of Amazon, most people thought it was just an online bookstore, nothing special. A lot of investors looked at it and said, too risky. So they diversified instead. They bought dozens of different companies. They spread their money everywhere. Sounds smart, right? Maybe. But imagine someone who truly understood what Amazon was becoming. Imagine they spent hundreds of hours researching the company. Imagine they saw the future before everyone else did. That person didn't need 50 average investments. One extraordinary investment could have changed their life. Now, does that mean everyone should put all their money into one stock? Absolutely not. That's not the lesson. The lesson is that extraordinary outcomes usually come from extraordinary conviction, not from hiding behind endless diversification. Think about the richest people you know, or the richest people you've heard about. Did they become wealthy because they owned tiny pieces of hundreds of opportunities? Usually not. Most fortunes started with concentration. Business owners concentrated on one business. Entrepreneurs concentrated on one idea. Real estate investors concentrated on one market. Athletes concentrated on one skill. Musicians concentrated on one craft. The pattern is everywhere. Big rewards often come from focused effort, not scattered effort. Yet when it comes to money, many people do the exact opposite. They spread themselves so thin that no single opportunity can meaningfully change their future. Here's an example. Imagine you have $100. You divide it into 20 different investments. Even if one of them performs incredibly well, the impact on your life is limited. Now imagine you spent years studying a specific industry. You understand it better than most people. You recognize an opportunity before everyone else, and you allocate more capital there. Suddenly, the upside becomes meaningful. The key difference isn't recklessness, it's knowledge. That's where many people get confused. They think concentration means gambling. It doesn't. Gambling is taking large risks on things you don't understand. Concentration is taking calculated risks on things you understand extremely well. Those are very different things. Let's be honest. The reason most people love diversification isn't because it's always optimal. It's because it feels comfortable. Comfort is powerful. Comfort helps us sleep at night. Comfort protects us from regret. Comfort prevents us from looking stupid. And humans love avoiding regret. Imagine putting significant money into one opportunity and being wrong. That feels painful. So instead, many people choose average outcomes because average outcomes feel safer emotionally, not necessarily financially. Emotion often drives investment decisions more than logic, and that's exactly why average results are so common. There's another problem nobody talks about. Over-diversification creates an illusion of control. You own dozens of stocks, several funds, multiple accounts, different sectors, different industries, different categories. You feel sophisticated. You feel protected. But sometimes you've simply built a complicated system designed to produce average results. More complexity doesn't automatically create more wealth. Sometimes it just creates more paperwork. Now let's clear something up before the comment section explodes. Diversification absolutely has a place, especially if you don't have the time, interest, or expertise to deeply analyze opportunities. For many people, diversified investing is still far better than doing nothing. Much better. The problem begins when diversification becomes a religion, when people stop thinking, when they assume every risk is bad, when they automatically reject opportunities simply because they're uncomfortable. That's where growth dies. Think about your career for a moment. Imagine someone tells you to reduce risk, don't become great at one skill, become average at 20 different skills. That sounds ridiculous. Yet many people follow that exact strategy with money. The world rewards expertise. The world rewards insight. The world rewards people who know something others don't. Why should investing be completely different? Let's go back to Sarah and Jake. 20 years later, Sarah did everything right. She avoided mistakes. She followed the rules. She accumulated a respectable portfolio. Jake's journey was messier. He made mistakes. He experienced volatility. He felt uncertainty. But because he occasionally placed bigger bets on opportunities he truly understood, his upside was dramatically larger. Not guaranteed, but larger. And that's the trade-off nobody can escape. Higher rewards usually require higher uncertainty. There is no magical path around that reality. So what's the real lesson here? It's not put all your money into one thing. It's not diversification is useless. And it's definitely not take reckless risks. The real lesson is this. If every financial decision you make is designed to maximize safety, you may also be maximizing mediocrity. Because safety protects you from losses, but it can also protect you from opportunities. The goal isn't to eliminate risk. The goal is to understand risk, to separate intelligent risk from reckless risk, to recognize when comfort is helping you and when comfort is quietly holding you back. At the end of the day, the biggest financial danger isn't always losing money. Sometimes it's spending your entire life playing defense, working hard, saving diligently, following every rule, only to realize decades later that you never gave yourself a real chance to get ahead. Because while diversification can protect wealth, it rarely creates it. And that's the safe investment trap, the trap that feels responsible, the trap that feels logical, the trap that feels comfortable, and sometimes the trap that keeps people average forever. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and remember, the greatest risk isn't always taking a chance. Sometimes the greatest risk is never taking one.